Hello guys, in the last session we had seen how to define structure for the linked list in C language. Okay, so now we are going to see, in this session we are going to see how to create the node for linked list and how to insert that particular node at the end of the linked list. Okay, so first whenever we are going to start writing a program for the linked list, the first thing we need to do is nothing but we have to create one global pointer star struct node star head. Okay, so this is nothing but the global pointer. Now this head always point to the first node of the linked list, but initially there will be no node in the linked list, and that's why this head will be pointing to null initially. That means it shows that the linked list is currently empty and head is pointing to nothing. Obviously, if the linked list is empty, there will be obviously no node and there will be obviously no first node, and that's why currently head will be pointing to the null to show that there is no node in the linked list. Now, to create a node in the memory, we use malloc function. That is nothing but memory allocation function. Okay. Now, to create the node in the linked list, we use malloc function. In the linked list, we create node at the runtime. And for creating node at the runtime, we use malloc function. Now, to use malloc function, you need to give the size of memory block you want. Now, you want memory block for this node, right? That's why you need to find out the size of this struct node. Now, the size of struct node is nothing but the size of the data and the size of this pointer. Okay, here the data is integer, that's why you have to first find out the size of integer. And then you have to find out the size of pointer, and whatever will be the addition, that will be nothing but the size of the struct. Now, the size of the integer and the pointer depends upon the size of or the type of compiler you use. Let us suppose you are using 16-bit compiler, then the pointer will be 2 bytes. And if you are using 32-bit compiler, then the pointer will be 4 bytes. So, to get the size of this struct node, first you need to find out the size of the integer, then you have to find out the size of the pointer. To get this size, you first need to find out the type of the compiler. So this is very lengthy process. So instead of what we are going to do, we are going to use size of function. Size of function, which is already available in the C, which returns the size of data type you want. Now here we want the size of this struct node, right? So simple, we will give struct node to this. So the size of function is going to return the size of struct node, and that is exactly what we need to provide to the malloc. That's why here what we are going to write, size of struct node. So here what we have done, first we have passed this struct node to the size of. So size of will find out the size required for this struct node, and that size we have passed to the malloc. So in this way, malloc will create one node of this structure and it will return pointer. So malloc creates this much size in the memory and it returns to pointer to that memory. Okay, now obviously this block is going to have data in the next. Okay, now the pointer returned by the malloc will be of type void, means currently there is no type allocated to that particular pointer by malloc. So we need to do it explicitly using typecasting. So for that purpose, we have to write struct node star. Why we have done this? Because when the malloc returns the pointer, it does not assign type to that particular pointer. And obviously, if the malloc is not providing the type to that particular pointer, then we need to provide. And what type of pointer we want? We want the pointer of this. So we have to write struct node pointer. So whatever pointer will be returned by the malloc, we are converting into this type. And that we are going to store somewhere, let us suppose temp. Here it can be anything. For now, I have used temp over there. That is nothing but a temporary pointer. Okay, so in this line, what will happen? This malloc will create the block and it will return the pointer, and we are storing that pointer in the temp. So that means this complete line means this temp is going to create this new block created by malloc just now. So in this way, malloc can be used for creating the node. Now, how we are going to do this malloc in our code? Let us see by writing the complete code of create function. Let us see create function now. So return type of the create function I will tell you later. First of all, I need to write create and I will pass the value for which I am creating this function, this node. Obviously, we create the node for some values, right? If you want to store some value into the linked list, then and then only we are going to create the node. So that is nothing but that value. Let us suppose I want to create the node for value 25. So value of this value variable is nothing but 25. Okay. Now, first of all, I will create the temporary pointer star temp. And initially it is also going to point null. That means currently it is not pointing to anything. Okay. Now I have to write temp is equal to struct node star malloc size of struct node. Okay. Here I want to make a note that here we are using this to struct node, here also I am using struct node, but along with this I am using pointer, and here there is no pointer symbol over there. Okay, so you have to remember that here pointer symbol is required and here it is not required. Why? Because here we want the size of this complete structure, that's why we are passing this the name of this structure to this, and here we want to convert that pointer into this type, right? So obviously the pointer which is pointing to this type, that is nothing but node star. That's why star is compulsory over here and star is not required over here. Okay. Now what malloc will do? It will create one memory block. Okay. So in the first step I have created temp value, right? So I have created temp pointer. And this malloc is going to create memory block. Okay. And in this memory block, this is going to be data and this is going to be next. Okay. And it is going to return the pointer of this block, and that is we are going to store in the temp. So here temp is pointing to this memory block just now created by the block malloc. Okay. So this temp is pointing to this block means what? It is storing the address of this block. Okay. Now let us suppose this address of this block is 30,000. Okay, so here it will be 30,000. So temp is currently holding the value 30,000. Why? Because temp is pointing to the memory block having address 30,000. Now what I will do? I will write temp arrow data is equal to value. Okay. Now here we want to store this value, right? Whatever value for which we have created this block. That value we want to store over here, okay, in the data part of the node. Okay, so for that temp arrow data is equal to view value we have to write. Now what this statement is going to do? Temp arrow data means what? The data part of the node to which temp is pointing. Currently temp is pointing to this node and the data part of this node is nothing but over here. Now we are storing that value in this part. So what is the value over here? 25. So we will store 25 over here. And after that, what I am doing? I am writing temp arrow next is equal to null. Currently, now see, this next part is used for pointing to the next node, right? I have told you already, right? This next part is used for pointing to the next node. Now, at this current moment, we don't know what will be the next node. Okay, so we don't know the address of the next node. Okay, so that's why we are going to store null over here. To indicate that we don't know what is the address of the next node, that's why we have stored null over there. And after that, we are returning this temp. Okay, so now this create function will return the temp, the address of this node. Okay. Now what we are returning over here? Temp. So what will be the return type of this create? What is the type of this temp? This is nothing but struct node star. That's why the return type of struct node star or create will be struct node star. So this is nothing but the complete code of create. Now let us see the code of insert. Okay, let us now see how to add the node in the linked list at the end, and that is again called as the append. Okay, so let us see the code for append. So first of all, let me write void append. So in append, first of all, I am going to create one temporary pointer of struct node. Okay, so this is temporary pointer of struct node. Then I am going to create one integer value. Obviously, see, we are now creating the node. Okay, so node only will be created when we want to store value in the linked list. So what value we have to store in the linked list, that we are going to ask to the user. Okay, so for that I will write printf enter the value. Okay, so enter the value. Now scanf %d and %value. So we are asking user to insert the value. User will insert some value, and that I am going to store into this value. So in these 4 lines, what we have done, first of all, this temp will be created. Okay, and right now it is not pointing to anything. After that, this block value will be created, and here we will ask user to insert the value. Now let us suppose user has inserted 25. Okay, so user has entered 25, so that 25 will be stored in the value using this scanf line. Now I will call create function to create node for this linked list, this value, right? So for that I will write temp is equal to create value. So this thing we already seen, right? Create function we already seen. So what create is going to do? It is going to create one node with value 25 in the data, right? And in the next it is going to have null. This thing we have already seen, and it is pointed by temp variable, right? Temp pointer. So if the address of this is 30,000, so here 30,000 will be stored. Now you can see 2 temps are there. Don't get confused with these 2 temps. This temp is of this append. Okay, so let me write append over here. So this temp is for append function, whereas this temp is for create function. Okay, now what will happen? What I am doing, temp is equal to create value. Now last line of the create function was return temp. It was return temp. So what it is doing, it is just returning the value of temp. So whatever the value of temp is getting returned by this create, I am storing into once again in the temp. So this temp will be equal to 30,000 now, right? So this value I am copying into this temp. Why? Because temp is equal to create value. So whatever create is returning, I am storing in this temp. So create is returning the value of this temp, that is nothing but 30,000. So that's why in this temp 30,000 will be stored. And as soon as this create is over, this temp will be deleted. Okay, because this temp is a local variable, and whenever the function gets over, local variable get deleted. So now this temp is having 30,000. That means what? Temp is pointing to this node now. That is just created by the create function, right? Now we want to add this node at the end of the linked list, but before that we have to check whether the linked list is empty or not. If the linked list is empty, then this node is going to be the first node in the linked list. Obviously, if the linked list is empty, then the first and the last node will be this node only. After inserting this node in the empty linked list, then this will be the first and the last node of the linked list. Okay, so for that I have to check if the linked list is empty or not. For that I have to write head is equal to null. We know that if the head is equal to null, that means the linked list is empty, right? Now, if the linked list is empty, then this is going to be the first node, and obviously we know that the first node is always pointed by the head. Now, this head is the global pointer. Okay, so it is always going to be there in the memory. Okay, So earlier I have stored null into this head. Okay, we have already created it, right? And earlier in the beginning, the value of head is nothing but null. Now, what we are going to do? Now the node is created for the linked list, right? So now head should point to this node, right? Because this node is created, linked list is currently empty, and this node will be pointed by now head. So that's why I will write head is equal to temp. So whatever there is there in the temp, that is going to be stored over here. What is there in the temp? There is 30,000. So this 30,000 I will write in the head. So head is pointing to the data stored at 30,000. That is nothing but this node. Okay. So in this way, if the head is empty, that means linked list is empty. Now the head will be pointing to the newly created node, and now the linked list has one node, and that is nothing but the first and the last node of the linked list. Okay. Now the another case arises that what? There can be number of elements in the linked list. For that you have to write else part over here. Okay. So else part over here. Okay. Now we will see this else part in detail. For that, let me erase this all. Okay. Okay. Let us now see how to insert the node in the linked list when the linked list is not empty. So previously we have seen how to insert node at the end when the linked list is empty in the if part, right? Now we will see in the else part that when the linked list is not empty, then how to insert newly created node at the end. Okay, now I have taken the example of this linked list which has 3 nodes, and the first node is pointed by the head, and the last node is 65 whose next is null. Okay, so we know that in the singly linked list the next of the last node is always null. Okay, now what we have to do? We have to insert this node at the last. That means what? This node should be pointing to this node. Okay, so what we have to do actually, we just need to change this next of this node so that it should point to this node. That's it. So this is our task. So in this else part, what we have to achieve? We have to just make this next of this node so that it will point to this node. That's it. Okay, let us now see how to do that in C language. So first of all, I have to write struct node star p. So I have created one more temporary pointer, okay, of struct node. Okay. Now I will write p is equal to head. Okay. So now you can see that p is having 50,000. That means it is pointing to the node having address 50,000. Okay. So we have written p is equal to head. What will it become? This 50,000 will be copied into this p. So that means what? Now this node is again pointing to this. Sorry, this pointer is pointing to this node. So this node is now getting pointed by the 2 pointers. One is head and second one is this p. Now what we have to do? We have to just move forward this p so that it reaches the last node. Okay. So we have to bring this p, or we can say that we have to make this p so that it should point to this node. So for that we just need to write one while loop. Let us see how. So this while loop, condition for this while loop is nothing but p arrow next is not equal to null. Okay, and inside this while loop I am writing p arrow next, p is equal to p arrow next. Okay, now let us understand what is the meaning of this while loop. So what is the condition over here? P arrow next is not equal to null. So whenever this while loop will be executed, first this condition will be checked. Now what is the condition? P arrow next is not equal to null. So P, what is the meaning of P arrow next? Let us find out this thing first. Okay, P arrow next. Now P arrow next means the next field of the node to which P is pointing. Means P जिस node को point कर रहा है उसका next. Okay, so P arrow next means what? The next field of the node to which P is pointing. P is pointing to this node, and next, this is the next of this node. Okay, and that is nothing but 40,000. Right? So this thing, complete thing means 40,000. This complete thing means 40,000, and this 40,000 is not equal to null. That means the condition is true. Now it will come inside and it will make it what we will execute. P is equal to P arrow next. Okay, what is P arrow next again? We have just found out that P arrow next is 40,000. So this 40,000 will be copied and will be stored into the P. So this 50,000 will be replaced by 40,000. That means what? Now P is pointing to this point, this node. Okay. Why? Because P is storing 40,000 and the address of this node is 40,000. That means P is pointing to this node now. Okay. So earlier P was pointing to this node. Now the P is pointing to this node. Okay. Now again it will go and check whether the condition is true or false. What is the condition? P arrow next is not equal to null. So what is P arrow next? Once again, P arrow next means what? The next field of the node to which P is pointing. So P is pointing to this node and the next field of this node is 60,000. Okay, so 60,000. So this complete thing means 60,000. Okay, and that is not equal to null. That means the condition is true. So again it will come inside. It will make P is equal to P arrow next. What is P arrow next? Tell me. P arrow next is nothing but the 60,000. Why? Because this means the next field of the node pointed by P. So the next field of the node pointed by P is nothing but this one. So that is nothing but 60,000. So 60,000 will be stored into this P. Now this 40,000 will be replaced by 60,000, and that means what? Now this P is pointing to this point, this node. Okay. Now again the condition will be checked. Okay. Basically this while loop is moving this P to the last node. That's it. Okay. Now again this condition will be checked. So P arrow next is not equal to null. Now what is the meaning of P arrow next? Again I am repeating, the next field of the node to which P is pointing. What is the next field of the node pointed by P? That is nothing but null. So now it is null. Okay. So null is not equal to null. That means condition is false. So that's why here the while loop will be end. Now what we are going to do? We are going to just write that P arrow next is equal to 10. That's it. Now what I am going to do? P arrow next is equal to 10. What is the value of 10? That is 30,000. That means it is this temp is pointing to this node, right? Now P arrow next is equal to 10. What is P arrow next? P arrow next is the next of the node pointed by P. So this P is pointing to this node and the next of this node is nothing but this. And we are changing this node equal to temp. So we are changing this next equal to this temp. So this 30,000 will be stored over here. So the value of the temp will be copied over here. So value of the temp is copied over here. Now this next is having 30,000. That means what? This next is pointing to this node. And now you can see that this node has become the last node of this linked list. Okay. So this is the final linked list after adding this node at the end. So this is the first node which is pointed by head. And this is the node with the next equal to null. That means it is the last node. So we have successfully inserted the new node at the end of the linked list. So in this way the append function can be written. The half of the append function I have already explained with the if part, and this is nothing but the next else part of that particular append function.